Len Ramirez pointed out a little while ago, people have been injured. This doesn't help the situation in terms of safety, obviously, but I fear that where we're going here is another escalation in this thing.
They're right at City Hall Plaza. They're across the street. There is that condo complex. It's under construction, where protesters for a moment or two broke through the fence until construction workers were able to chase them out and reestablish the perimeter fence. But in the meantime, they're working behind the police lines, it appears, because I haven't seen the police try to come back and put a stop to this.
Now, most of these people, as you can see, are keeping low. They're crawling, they're staying low because I think they feel they're in the line of fire of police with those non-lethal projectiles, but also with tear gas, which has, for the time being, begun to slow down. Now you can see the crowd moving what appears to be a dumpster or more and more material up to create either a blockade in the street or what you and I both have seen before, Alan, which is the beginnings of a conflagration, which we don't want to see. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. It may be just a stacking of more stuff to create a barrier, but we'll wait it out. We'll see what they're doing.
Well, now they're quickly moving away, so possibly police are moving in off to the right. Protesters running back to the left, but as you say, they're taking cover behind this thing.
Yeah, and it looks like it's right in the middle of the roadway, and police, when we were looking from Chopper 5, are quite a distance behind, so it's not as if they're just feet away. So they're definitely making a center divide.
They are. Len Ramirez is right near there. Len, I see the police moving in.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, we have a situation here where there's somebody parked the car, there's firing flashbang grenades into the crowd, but somebody parked the car and a bunch of newspaper stands to try and make a barrier. They were hiding behind that barrier, but the cops just advanced on that position, and the police now are right up on that car. The people who had set up that barricade retreated, ran away. Looks like there's a refrigerator, a bunch of newspaper stands, and a vehicle with a bunch of, placards and stuff like that on it. Police have now overtaken that position, and they continue moving in the direction of 4th Street, continuing to fire tear gas into the crowd. I'm getting a little bit in my eyes. I hear people coughing around me, so I'm going to retreat from this area. But they're now using a combination of tear gas and flashbang shock grenades to move people out, and those are dispersing the crowd at a rate that wasn't happening earlier when they were using just the scrimmage line and maybe some of those projectiles that they were firing. So the crowd has moved back. We're now back on 4th Street, and this is where a lot of the media vehicles have been parked, because it's a designated media area for people covering City Hall. So there's a lot of media trucks here. I'm afraid that, from what Maria was saying earlier, that they were starting to target some of the media vehicles. So I hope that doesn't happen. But police continue to push the crowd here at 4th and Santa Clara now. Multiple people wiping their eyes, trying to wash their faces of the tear gas, coughing and stuff like that. So as more people get affected by that, those people will obviously have to retreat. But there is a lot of that going on right now. There's more people just standing around, holding up their signs to the officers as the officers continue to advance. I'm not sure exactly what the plan is in terms of how far they want to push the crowd, but as the crowd gets pushed, they kind of split up. Some going down Santa Clara Street, some going down 4th Street, south, 4th Street north. So the crowd does get broken up, and I think once the crowd gets broken up into smaller pieces, then police will be able to handle it better, and they will be able to kind of put out little spot fire protests that start erupting from that. But the larger crowd that we saw earlier has been dispersed, although people are still milling about on bikes and whatnot here on the streets. Believe it or not, traffic is still trying to get through this area. one at a time, kind of squeezing through the crowd as they try and, get home from wherever they were before.